Hello, welcome to Gender Spectrum's Intersectionality Series. My name is Dani, and I identify as a femme trans boy and use the pronouns he, him. And today I'm going to talk about my experience at the intersection of being trans and chronically ill. First, I would like to share a bit of my gender journey. Growing up in a mostly conservative religious environment, I always knew I was different. Luckily, by chance, I met one of my good friends in 8th grade as they were starting to come out as transgender. It took me 2 or 3 more years, but I realized I indeed was a femme trans boy like them, and I began to live authentically as my gender last January. Unfortunately, on the anniversary of me coming out, this January I fell ill and was diagnosed with gastroparesis. Gastroparesis is a rare stomach disease in which your stomach does not properly digest food. This leads to things like vomiting and dehydration. You must go to the hospital for IV drips and rehydration often when you become dehydrated. I've been to the hospital 5 times over the course of 3 months. Being chronically ill is already hard, but being trans and chronically ill adds even more layers of complexity. Being trans and chronically ill means not only I have to battle for my own health, but I also have to battle for my identity when I get treatment. Not only do I have to deal with doctors around my physical health, but I have to navigate a healthcare system that ignores or sometimes even rebukes my gender. On top of being ill, I may not be able to have full gender expression like I like, and I can't take things like hormones or get surgery. When I'm in the hospital, in fact, the only thing that identifies my gender are inaccurate sex markers on my wristband and the drab, gender-neutral hospital gown I wear. This has been really frustrating and upsetting for me because I often would be in a hospital room in which everything was labeled F for female, from the IV bag to the pill cutter they use for my medicine, and it was really hurtful. Outside the hospital for a while I was unable to wear a binder, and I often have little energy left over for styling my hair or coming up with a good masculine outfit. For many people who are chronically ill, there can be a sense of grief in one's healthy self. In my opinion, this grief is intensified for gender nonconforming and trans folks like me. Larger possibilities like surgery, hormones, and long-time binding might not be an option, and this can leave dealing with the reality of losing some control of your gender expression. Because I know what it's like to be chronically ill and trans, I want to share some of my experiences and the ways that I have learned to take care of myself. I want to emphasize this only speaks to my own experience, and these are things that only I have found helpful, but everyone is different. The hardest part for me after I got sick was that I got sick around the time the current president came to office and haven't been able to do any offline activism. I miss the Women's March. Also miss being in affirming gender spaces because hospitals and families aren't always the most affirming people. For me, I've acknowledged that any form of activism I do right now might look a little different. Might I not be able to be at a physical arch, I can still be a fierce online activist. On a similar note, I've had to see friends less and less and cancel more often. Online spaces like the Gender Spectrum Lounge have been an amazing resource. FaceTiming has been helpful, and I've found that there are a lot of cool places to take your friends to in hospitals like indoor gardens, food courts, and art galleries. For me, I had to let go of the old gender expression I had before I was ill. It's been helpful to express that grief in writing and to do it with a counselor. I use accessories to help me express my gender when I'm unable to dress in a full outfit that express my gender for me. For example, I wear bow ties, beanies, and watches over my hospital gown. Having visitors do my makeup or draw on facial hair or following YouTube tutorials to do those things have been a fun relaxation. While it can be overwhelming, exposing my gender identity to healthcare workers has been helpful. Usually doctors will respect and affirm my name, but not always my pronouns. I've learned that I can add gender dysphoria to the list of my conditions to help, and that you can do that too if you're comfortable with it. I also remind myself that I can choose not to reveal my gender identity unless it feels comfortable. Some resources I've utilized are the Trevor Project, which is a crisis hotline for LGBT teens, as well as the website The Mighty, which is a website in which people post stories about their illnesses, as well as Facebook groups for different conditions and the chronic illness group chat, on Kick. Lastly, I have spent a lot of time in the Gender Spectrum Lounge because it's a safe and inclusive community for gender non-conforming and trans people, as well as their parents, teachers, support staff, and allies. I hope this helped. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. If you would like to continue and spend more time thinking about these things, check out the intersectionality group in the lounge. Bye!